Welcome seekers of the truth to the Magical Services channel. So this is going to be a most supreme love horoscope for the general collective for the day of June 9th, 2026. With that said, let's get into your horoscope. So the emotional atmosphere surrounding this day carries a powerful sense of transition into matters of the heart. Love is not standing still. It is moving, evolving, revealing itself through conversations, feelings, memories, and choices that can no longer remain hidden beneath the surface. The energy begins with a deep emotional current that encourages honesty with yourself before honesty with anyone else. There is a strong desire to understand what your heart truly wants rather than what habit, fear, or circumstance has convinced you to accept. If confusion has surrounded a connection, clarity begins to emerge. If distance has developed between two people, the possibility of emotional reconnection becomes stronger as the day unfolds. The dominant theme is emotional nourishment. There is a remarkable concentration of affectionate and protective energy operating throughout the day, creating conditions that favor tenderness, intimacy, and a genuine emotional exchange. Love feels less concerned with appearances and more concerned with emotional safety. People are drawn toward those who make them feel understood, accepted, and valued. Superficial attractions may still exist, but they struggle to compete with the desire for authentic emotional connection. Hearts seek substance rather than performance. Communication plays a major role in determining romantic outcomes. Words carry unusual weight. A conversation that may appear ordinary on the surface can become the turning point in a relationship. Messages that have been delayed may finally arrive. Feelings that have remained unspoken may suddenly find expression. Someone who has been hesitant to reveal their emotions could decide that vulnerability is preferable to uncertainty. Because emotional intelligence is heightened, sincere communication tends to be received positively. Attempts at manipulation or emotional games, however, are unlikely to succeed. As the morning progresses, there is a growing awareness of personal needs within relationships. This is not selfishness, it is recognition that healthy love requires reciprocity. If one person has been carrying the emotional burden for too long, the imbalance becomes difficult to ignore. The energy supports setting standards and communicating expectations without hostility. Love becomes stronger when both individuals understand what is needed to sustain trust and emotional security. For those currently in relationships, this day favors nurturing the emotional foundations of the bond. Small gestures may have surprisingly large effects. Expressions of appreciation, thoughtful attention, and emotional availability create momentum toward greater closeness. Existing partnerships can experience a renewed sense of warmth and affection when both individuals prioritize emotional presence over practical distractions. If recent disagreements have created tension, the conditions are favorable for reconciliation. Pride becomes less important than connection. For those navigating complicated romantic situations, clarity emerges through observation rather than force. There is no need to chase answers aggressively. Behavior reveals truth. Actions become more meaningful than promises. Someone's consistency or lack of it provides valuable information. The day encourages emotional realism. Hope remains important, but it must be supported by evidence. This energy rewards discernment and emotional maturity. For singles, the romantic atmosphere is surprisingly fertile. New connections have the potential to develop through natural interactions rather than dramatic encounters. Attraction is likely to grow through emotional rapport, shared understanding, and a meaningful conversation. Someone who initially appears familiar or comforting may prove more significant than expected. The strongest romantic opportunities arise when authenticity is prioritized over impression management. Being yourself becomes the most effective attraction strategy available. Midday brings a noticeable shift. Emotional energy becomes more direct and courageous. Feelings that have been circulating internally begin seeking external expression. This period favors making a move, sending a message, initiating a conversation, or addressing unresolved emotional matters. There is less tolerance for ambiguity. The heart desires movement. Relationships that have been lingering in uncertainty may reach an important decision point. Some connections deepen through mutual commitment, while others reveal that their paths are diverging. An important lesson throughout the day involves emotional trust. Trust is not being defined by blind faith. Instead, it is being built through repeated demonstrations of reliability, sincerity, and consistency. Individuals who have earned trust through their actions are likely to be rewarded with greater intimacy and openness. Those who have damaged trust may find themselves confronted with the consequences of previous choices. Accountability becomes an essential component of romantic progress. As the afternoon develops, passion begins blending with practicality. Emotional desires seek tangible expression. This is an excellent period for discussing future plans, defining relationship goals, or creating shared visions for what comes next. Romantic feelings are not remaining in the realm of fantasy. They want structure, direction, and purpose. Love becomes stronger when it is supported by intentional action. There is also a subtle but significant theme involving healing. Old emotional wounds may briefly surface, not to create suffering, but to create release. Memories of previous disappointments, betrayals, or missed opportunities may appear unexpectedly. Rather than viewing them, viewing these moments as setbacks, they can be understood as evidence that emotional processing is nearing completion. The heart is preparing to make space for something healthier. What once felt like a permanent scar increasingly resembles a completed lesson. During the evening hours, intimacy deepens, emotional defenses soften. There is a greater willingness to share private thoughts, fears, hopes, and desires. Relationships capable of supporting vulnerability become stronger. Relationships built primarily upon convenience may struggle to maintain momentum. Authenticity becomes the defining currency of connection. The overall romantic forecast for this day is highly constructive. The prevailing energy supports emotional growth, honest communication, reconciliation, affection, vulnerability, and meaningful romantic progress. Love moves away from uncertainty and toward understanding. It moves away from emotional distance and toward emotional presence. Whether you are single, committed, reconnecting, or seeking closure, the day encourages choices that align with genuine emotional truth. The greatest opportunities emerge not from dramatic gestures, but from sincere expressions of care, consistency, and courage. By the end of the day, many hearts will possess a clearer understanding of what they want, who they value, and which relationships deserve continued investment. Love advances through authenticity, and authenticity ultimately becomes the pathway to the connection you seek. So that's what I have for you today, Collective. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video, or comment this video, or share this video, or hype this video, or connect or subscribe to our channel. And all those actions would be greatly appreciated for sure. Make sure to check out the offer in the description box. It is pretty awesome. And also, I thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for supporting our channel, because it's not just my channel. This is our channel. It's how I consider it. And until the next time, blessings.